Hello and welcome to SAP Learning Academy and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to tell you about the input parameter and variable in SAP HANA. So I will be telling you about the difference between input parameter and variable in this tutorial. So those who don't know what is input parameter or variable, let me tell you that input parameter and variables are used in SAP HANA views. So let's assume you are creating a calculation view. So you can create input parameter or variable in the calculation view based on your requirement of filtering. So based on the filtering, so these two terms are divided. So that's what I'm going to discuss and clear here. So input parameters are used to parameterize the HANA views, but whereas in the field variable, it is used to filter the HANA views. So there's a two different concept or words are used here. In the case of input parameter, we are going to parameterize the HANA views, and whereas we are actually filtering the HANA views. So what happens in the input parameter, and both can be, and very important thing that both can be accessed from the user point of view. You can create both the fields at the UI, so the user can type anything they want, whether in variable or in input parameter. But what happens in the inside, the variable works at the output level. Like variables are used at the output, means whatever the data your calculation view provides that, and suppose you are giving a year equal to 2020. So in that case, what happens, your data for 2020 comes at the top. But whereas in the case of input parameter, if you use the year as 2020, what happens, it passes the value one into the other node in the calculation view, or in another calculation view if you use the same calculation view. So that year actually moves and passes to the other calculation view and just reaches at the end where your projection node is there. So that's the main difference actually. So input parameter is actually used to parameterize the each and every node, but whereas in the case of variable, it is used at the output level. So that's why the variable is always assigned to an attribute, like as I talked year. So it will be added to the year characteristics. So it may not be that it is needed to be added in the field of your calculation view. You can add the attribute from your info object called year, and you can add that info object into your field called whatever year. So we are coming to the next one. An input parameter is always referred to having clause like in SQL, whereas in variable it is referred to where clause in SQL, because as I said that variable is used at the output level. So whatever the data comes, and variable just used to filter the output. But in the input parameter, it is actually just hitting to the base level projection node. So that's what your input parameter makes the difference. So that's all about this tutorial. I hope you have understood it well about the difference between input parameter and variable. And please look into the other tutorials. I've given the links in the video description. And please like and share and subscribe this channel if you have really liked it. Thank you for watching.